so as you can see over here, we're going to do the reading, and the first reading is called Younger Brother or Only Child. How was it for you? How was it for you means, how does it feel for you to be an only child or the youngest person at home? Do you have siblings? Siblings is what we call 兄弟姐妹. Do you have any siblings? Or are you an only child? Okay, so think about that. I think that's a pretty easy question. But for now, we're going to read the first article here together. Now, a lot of the keywords are already highlighted for you, but there are still some that we'll come back and take a look at. So, let's take a look at the first one. The title says, The Younger Brother, Novelist Tim Lott. Okay, novelist here doesn't mean 小说, it doesn't mean that. To be a novel means to be naughty. Naughty means that you don't actually pay attention and you like to play around and joke around a lot. So let's read it together. Rivalry between brothers is normal, but there was a special reason for the tension between us. I was very ill when I was born and spent 3 months in a hospital with my mother. My brother did not see her at all during that time because he went to stay with an aunt. When our mother returned home, it was with a sick newborn baby who took all the attention. No wonder he hated me. My brother and I were completely different. We shared the same bedroom, but he was neat, and I was really messy. He was responsible. I was rebellious. He was sensible. I was emotional. I don't have any positive memories of our childhood together, though there must have been good moments. Jeff says we used to play cowboys and Indians, but I only remember him trying to suffocate me under the bed covers. My relationship with Jeff has influenced my attitude towards my own 4 daughters. If the girls fight, I always think that the younger child is innocent. But the good news about brothers and sisters is that when they get older, they value each other more. Jeff is now one of my best friends, and I like and admire him very much, admire him greatly. For better or for worse, we share a whole history. It is the longest relationship in my life. So let's take a look at the keywords very quickly. The first keyword is rivalry. Rivalry means competition, 竞争性. We say rivalry. Okay, the second keyword I think most of you would come across is the word tension, which means a kind of emotional act of being nervous. Okay, 就是 when a person has tension, is like they don't get along together very well. Okay, all right, and then they continue. The next keyword is no wonder, which means 难怪, no wonder. If we move down, you will see the word he was neat and I was messy. Neat basically means clean, 所以它很干净. And I was really messy, 我很乱, right? Okay, he was responsible. I was rebellious. Rebellious means 叛逆. Are you rebellious? He was sensible. I was emotional. Sensible just means 很守规矩. And emotional basically means 就是很会发脾气, right? Emotional. Alright, and then if you move down, you will see the word suffocate. Suffocate here means 让他没有办法呼吸, to suffocate him under the bed. And attitude might be another word. And another more important word here is innocent, which means 无辜的. Did you get all the words down? Oh, and there's a phrase here, for better or for worse. Okay, 无论好坏, that's what it basically means. Did you get it? So once we finish the first reading, so what is this first reading basically about? You see in the picture there are two brothers, and they don't get along together because the younger brother gets more attention from their parents. Does this happen to you or your family? Okay. But as they grew older, they tend to get together better, and then they treasure each other more. The word that means treasure here is value. They value each other more, which means 珍惜, value, right? Okay, let's take a look at the second one. This one is about siblings, and this one is about only childs. So the title says The Only Child, Journalist Sarah Lee. Journalists are basically what we call reporters, 就是记者的意思. Okay, so let's take a look at the reading. I went to boarding school when I was 7, and the hardest thing I found was making friends, because I was an only child. I just didn't know how to do it. The thing is that when you are an only child, you spend a lot of your time with adults, and you're often the only child in a gathering of adults. Your parents go on living more or less the way they have always lived. Only now you are there too. I found being an only child interesting because it gave me a view of the world, of adults that children in a big family might not get. And I know it has at least partly made me the kind of person I am. I never liked being one of a group. For example, if I have to be in a group, I will always try to get off and do something on my own, or be with just one other person. I'm not comfortable with being one of a gang. My parents are divorced now, and my mother lives in the US, and my father in the UK. I feel very responsible for them. I feel responsible for their happiness. I'm the closest relative in the world to each of them, and I'm very aware of that. So this is the reading, and let's take a look at the keywords. The first keyword here is boarding school, which means 寄宿学校, boarding school, and adults is what we call 成人. A gathering of adults means 聚会, 大人的聚会. So as an only child, you would go to a lot of adult gatherings because you don't have siblings or children to play with. Okay, and an only child likes to be alone and doesn't like to be in a group or what we call a gang. So a gang is what we call 群聚 or like 党派 or like a group together. And then the last one here, aware of, means to notice something. So basically this is a big contrast between having a sibling and being alone in the family. Now what I'd like you guys to do is take a look at number 1 to number 12 on the page and complete this exercise on your own. Now most of the keywords are already highlighted for you, so let's do this for 10 minutes.